Greetings and welcome to CRT Gaming Podcast, episode number 15, Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing!
Tonight my good friends Dazpick and Gohan are here and ready to race around this island with me, Jones. All I gotta say is, did you speak with the Genie, Gohan?
Oh yeah. I did speak with the Genie of the lamp. We are best friends.
The dude is crazy. And how about you, Mr. Daz? Are you prepared to defeat this dastardly WIZPIG with your racing prowess?
I don't know about the WIZPIG, but I definitely can tell that Triceratops to fuck off.
Oh my goodness, a Triceratops.
Dude, guy has an asshole.
He is. You should meet his big brother, the octopus. That dude can straight up die.
Okay.
Before we go there, and,
Yep, I'm ready to just hold off.
there's a man to blame for this. His name is Gohan here, and he chose the good old Diddy Kong Racing for us from the heart of the N64.
The annals of N64.
So, how'd you go with this Diddy Kong Island?
You know, the game is pretty much a classic in my book. I mean, I loved Mario Kart on the SNES, so I love like the racing kart genre, and I have like tons of fond memories of playing kart, Mario Kart as a kid. And when the N64 version of Mario Kart came out, and I know I'm probably going to catch flack for this because Mario Kart 64 is like a fan favorite, but just something about it just kind of fell flat with me, and I don't know. Diddy Kong Racing is kind of what I thought Mario Kart should have been, so it was awesome to go back and play it. I mean, it definitely holds up.
I remember when this came out, I was brother-in-law and I were playing it a lot, going back and forth, talking about how far we were, where did we find, hidden balloons and shit like that. And I mean, I remember I did put a lengthy amount of time into it when it came out. It was definitely fun to revisit. I did not remember that freaking Triceratops, but I remember him now, and I won't soon forget him, you son of a bitch. But yeah, no, it was good. It was good to play it again. I mean, I really enjoyed like the flying levels and shit like that, and just the kind of adventure aspect of the big open world that you can just goof around in. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna agree with Gohan. Like, to me, like Mario Kart, like the kart games in general, they're more of a, like, to me, like I enjoy them more like in a multiplayer fashion, like playing with some friends on the couch. But Diddy Kong had like a little bit of meat on its bones for the single player, which I actually like enjoyed. Like, there is actually a ton of things that you can do or should do, like in this game, as far as what it's requiring you to progress. Did any of you happen to like completely like beat one of the levels, like where you would go through all the races, get the key from one of the levels and unlock the door, collect all the silver coins, race the rhino twice and win?
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't do that. All I did was get the key. I didn't do all of the silver coin laps.
Oh no, that's what I did. I beat the shit out of that whole thing, and I kicked his ass on that second race, but he's a son of a bitch, and you have to do that shit perfect. Like, if you don't get the jump right at the start, you just restart. Because if you get to the end, then you have to go through the whole talking thing, which takes forever, and then you have to wait for it to reset you outside of the damn thing. You have to go back in. So if you're losing, just quit and start over on that freaking Triceratops race. And Jesus Christ. You know how you were talking about on F-Zero, how certain levels were like boss fights and you had to look at it a certain way? Man,
Yeah.
if you didn't do that right from the get perfect, you weren't catching back up. There was no chance in hell that you would catch back up. It was it's just not possible.
I mean, Rare, they make some pretty challenging games. There's still a little bit of that RC Pro-Am DNA in this, which is like, yeah, if you want to like advance, you kind of need to do the thing perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like, even on that Triceratops the second race, like, especially as you're getting close to the top, they would put trees at just the right place where you're going to be making the turn. There's going to be a tree there waiting for you. I mean, so many things were perfectly placed where you are probably going to turn or you're probably going to be, that there's going to be something there as an obstacle. So you have to be prepared for that kind of shit. And even like when you're doing the silver coin bit, like right off the bat on one of the races, there's a silver coin right in front of you. Yeah, well, if you drive out and grab that coin as the first thing, you're going in the water. Because you're supposed to grab that on the second lap, not the first lap. Because you're supposed to get it in the turn on the drift. Man,
all the coins you have to learn. Yes.
Yeah. And it was but yes, I got all the way to the trophy race for that first area. So yeah, I had like 17 balloons or whatever the hell. But yeah, I finished all the silver coin shit and I beat the Triceratops twice. Then I did the trophy race. And man, the trophy race, everybody suddenly got really freaking good at driving.
Yeah.
Because they weren't worth a shit in the first few races. But in that trophy race, like there must have been some money on the line because somebody needed to pay rent. Because everybody was out there owning that shit.
Is Pipsy the little mouse?
Yes. That freaking
and
rat.
The turtle.
Holy shit.
And the turtle.
And she kept stealing my eggs when I was trying to grab the eggs to hatch them. She would go and steal my freaking eggs. So I started pilfering her eggs and dropped them in my freaking
better rivalries in Diddy Kong racing.
It's harsh, man.
Well,
hated that rat.
Speaking of the characters, what character did you choose to play with, Gohan?
I played Diddy Kong, so.
Okay, and Daz, you wore?
Conker's Bad Fur Day, baby. Fuck off.
Oh, I'm Timber, like the cutest tiger known to man. I go growl. But like I said, I like the game for the aspects that you had. Like there's a bunch of things to do. Like you're exploring an island, you collect balloons, it unlocks a level, and you progress that way. You beat the level, you get a balloon, let you unlock another level. But
that was kind of like Mario 64, where you're collecting the stars, and just that sense of progression, man, and it just keeps you engaged, keeps you wanting to come back and get more.
Exactly, and you had the different vehicles. Like my favorite vehicle, I like the hovercraft. That was my favorite thing to drive.
I like the airplanes. I suck at driving them, but I like them.
Yeah, I thought all of them are really. I mean, I think that just says something about the game, right? Like all three of them are very different and balanced, and also kind of miraculously they're all able to share the same like input across all of them. And I mean, the game isn't even about like flying mainly or the hovercraft. It's about kart racing. But that being said, it's like those. I mean, it's almost like Ray Voice. Quality kind of hovercraft. With the physics. I mean, it's not quite as high visual as like Wave Race was, but it feels really good. I mean, they did a lot with physics.
Did Rare do Wave Race?
I don't believe so. I think that was a Nintendo developed
okay.
thing, so
because it felt very similar on the hovercraft levels.
Yeah, really polished. It's kind of thinking about back in the mid '90s. Rare was kind of at the top of their game when Diddy Kong came out, and I mean they were just on fire with Donkey Kong Country on the SNES. that game just made them almost like a household name. You know,
GoldenEye?
Well, actually, at this point, GoldenEye. At this point, GoldenEye hadn't come out yet, and
Really?
yeah, GoldenEye was to come, and or actually no, I wait a minute, you're right. GoldenEye and Killer Instinct came out before this, so no,
Yeah, I thought so.
Daz, you're 100% right. So yeah, I mean, and those are just mega hits. Killer Instinct.
No, I think, I don't know. We'll have to look this up after the episode.
We'll Wikipedia
sure.
it.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong Country was first before Gold. I could be wrong.
Yeah, keep talking.
Oh,
Well, I think it went that way. And go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I mean,
No, you're fine.
They were just the powerhouse back then. You know, they had so many titles, and it was kind of crazy to think, you know, for a brief moment in time, it was them, not Nintendo, that was making the games that everyone wanted on the SNES and the N64. Like, and yeah, I mean, when Diddy Kong came out, you're totally kind of upstage. I mean, the gameplay, not only is there just like awesome, you know, tracks and variety there, the vehicles and just like little things like the upgradable weapons, like that was a really cool feature where the balloon kind of told you the color, you know, and you know that described the power up, and if you wanted to or needed to, you could upgrade your weapons or upgrade your boost. You know, it kind of took some of the randomness out of it, you know, because Mario, right? It's like always random what you pick up.
Yeah, it lets you strategically, like, stack.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like your plan. Yeah, I enjoyed that part, a lot of it, too. So, were there, like, any of the worlds that you visited? Was there any of them that really stuck out to you as, like, I like this, or I hate this level, like, world?
I don't know. They're all pretty. I think they're all pretty awesome. Like, they're definitely. Of course, I think one called like Icy Village. Holy shit, that one is difficult. I think that was like my first like controllers being set down. You know, hitting the difficulty spike in the game. I think it's like Frosty Village. Yeah, I think it's Frosty Village. So, yeah, that one. That one. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of a learning curve. Like the first time you pilot the airplane and the first time you do the hovercraft. But you know, once you kind of fail at the race once, you know, the next time you're definitely you can totally see how you can win it the second playthrough.
Yeah, definitely. There was a couple levels. I watched a guy doing like a long playthrough of this just to see what some of the further ones was, because I was playing it. I don't think it was meant to play this way, but you know, I wanted to beat everything in the level and move on. Like everything in World 1's done. I got the piece of the amulet. I got the pig trophy. World 2 time.
Yeah.
And I watched him play. I ended up getting stuck in World 3 with this stupid octopus. But, but there is a level after that, like it's, I forget which world it's in, but you need the key to unlock the door. And the level was essentially like this, everybody was in a hovercraft, and you are in this basically small confined water space. Like there's little islands here and there, but everything else around it's water, and it's just basically deathmatch, and you're the last man standing wins. And that looked like that was really fun. Like that would be like a really fun multiplayer mode. I don't know if it's in the game that way or not, but it was a really nice take. Like I've never seen, like even a Mario Kart, you know, have a mode like that. Maybe it does. I haven't played Mario Kart in a while.
Yeah, Mario had, you know, their kind of battle mode, but it wasn't as kind of as cool, you know, as I think you know, Diddy Kong Racing. And I do think even the other activities, you know, like the egg snatching thing, I think those are even playable, you know, on couch co-op for it. But, yeah, I mean, there's...
Yeah, I could see that being a couch thing where you're stealing people's eggs.
Like that
shoot each other.
I mean, that just is like tons of fun, you know, right there. Between the activities and Jones, you're kind of talking about like the hub. Like, I think that was one of the things that also makes this game really fun. Is like because there's this kind of nonlinear progression. Usually in racing games, if you get stuck, it's because you get stuck on a level, or at least racing games kind of back then. Like here, if you got stuck on a level, there was always something else you could try your hand at in the game, whether it was other maps or looking for secrets or doing like any of the other things in the game. It wasn't just like a hard stop. I'm stuck on this level. If you kind of if you hit a brick wall, you can always go like kind of just check something else out in the game, and it did a pretty damn good job of giving you something rewarding every time you went looking.
Would you say that there's a plethora of things to do? Sí, el guapo.
There's a I've never got to the end of this game, but like I said, I watched a guy do the long playthrough of it, and at the end of it, like, here's the story of this game. Like, I had no idea there's even a story or like a plot to this, but basically like Timber, like that's that's the tiger, that's me. This is my island.
The hero of the story.
I am the hero of the story, unbeknownst to me. And I have invited all of you. I've assembled all my friends. Get your friends. And because apparently there is like this, oh god, like an intergalactic like wizard pig named WIZPIG. And like the only
aptly
way,
named.
yeah, like the only way like you can like save the universe or the world as we know it is through racing. And like eventually you like challenge him in a race, and you beat him, and I guess his heart's so broken he calls off the attack or something. I don't know. But
is it like a Dark City kind of thing? Because the island seems like it's walled off, like in Dark City, where they come out at the end and they're on this little section of world that they assume is their planet.
There's layers, in the story. So who knows, Daz?
Well, interestingly, it's funny that Conker was in this, because his game didn't even come out for like till 4 years later, because this came out in '97 and Conker came out like in 2001.
Yeah, I mean, Bad Fur Day, that was a really late kind of a release on the N64.
It was definitely on the end.
This was kind of actually like I think this was like back when Conker was going to be like a cute, sweet kind of mascot. And
when did that change?
Oh man, and actually I think this might be, maybe y'all can correct me on this, but is this the first appearance of Banjo in a game? Because he's one of the racers, so.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I think so. I think him and Conker, but this would be their first appearance.
Yeah, it's a strange title to. Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand how licensing works and how IPs work, but I don't know the deal why it, like, if Rare owns this IP or it's licensed to, how Nintendo never got around to reacquiring this, because this is it. Like, there was Diddy Kong Racing, and there was a like a version for the DS, which is like a slight upgrade, but there's never really been a sequel to this.
A long time ago, they were, since then, since they were chummy, with Nintendo, they got purchased by Microsoft, right? And they were actually working on a follow-up to this game for the GameCube, and video has kind of like leaked about it, years later, I guess, and it just makes me really, wish and wonder about what the sequel to this game could have been, on the GameCube with Rare at the helm, but instead they got whisked away by Microsoft, and the Diddy Kong Racing sequel got put in mothballs, I guess.
Yeah,
I just don't see how they didn't try to acquire it. The way Nintendo is with like the never-ending Marios, the never-ending Mario
Yeah,
Karts, the
these are my cute characters. Damn it.
Because I was reading about like a little bit about its history, and I guess this was like landing for the holidays. This is coming out in November. This is Nintendo, like the only like big Nintendo game coming out this holiday season. So like according to third-party sources on the internets, like this is where like Nintendo had a $200 million holiday advertising budget, and this is where it went to push this game. So I don't see, if you're willing to put that kind of money into it, then how do you not go after that property later? I just don't understand that decision.
They blew their budget on the advertising. They couldn't afford to buy it back.
Well,
Possibility.
yeah, I think it really is kind of something that they haven't. I think, especially the things that are in the Donkey Kong universe, obviously like the other rare IPs or the other rare IPs, but just doing more in the Donkey Kong universe. I don't know if you two have got to play it, but they did do modern platforming Donkey Kong Country games for the Wii and the Wii U, and I think that's really the only thing that they've kind of done within this kind of vein of IP, with these kind of characters. So it'd be cool to kind of see them do a true follow up to this. Because man, the games that I was just talking about, the ones for the Wii U and the Wii, like they're really, really awesome. They were made by Retro, so they always kind of they have a nice high quality bar.
Nice. So let's see. I mean, we could talk about crazy things that happened on this island all day, because there's some crazy stuff going on. But like in the name of it, it's a lighthearted competitive racer, just for the I don't like the difficulty aspect that does come with it. It doesn't. You have to. It's its own animal with how it controls, so it's a whole learning curve.
Definitely ramps up, that's for sure.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of the kart racing world, how would you rank this one, Mr. Daz?
Well, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of all the kart racing, but this game stood apart for me because it was more than just a versus mode racing game. It was the whole adventure aspect of it and the progression aspect. All that stuff always kind of clicks with me. I really like games that have some sort of progression system, and yeah, I mean, as soon as it came out, like I said, I was, comparing notes with my brother-in-law about how far he was and where I was, and I enjoyed it a lot, and definitely revisiting it was wonderful. So in comparison to other kart games, I mean, I definitely put it way above them because I'm not a huge fan of them. But this was great. A lot of fun.
So, and then does the Diddy Kong Racing still hold up in your book, Mr. Gohan?
It still definitely does. With when I got to play this game back in the 90s, I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with it. I played enough to know that I loved it. So it was really cool to kind of go back and play this with kind of a newer set of eyes. And I still stick by it. The first awesome racing game was Mario Kart on the SNES, and to me this was the great second kart racing game. It just added so much to it. It was so polished. It was so much fun. Like, just everything about it was just really thoughtful, and just well executed on. It's try to look at these things with the kind of context of when you're playing it back then and now, but I would still give it strong 8.5 or 9. Like, it's still it's aged pretty well, and obviously with newer emulation, it can make the game look really nice, and the image quality definitely gets a big improvement, but underneath it is just a great game.
Yeah, I personally would totally agree with everything you said. To me, like, one of the things I liked about it was it had a not a lot of games have this, but it had a charm to it. Like, just like all the characters had their like individual like voices and noises they would make, kind of the same way like Mario Kart did. But it pulled it off well. Everything it did, it pulled off really well. It's a fun little blast from the past to go back and play.
Good pick.
It was a good pick. It's unexpected, but it was fun.
Yeah. And I mean, the music in the game is pretty awesome. The guy who's the Rare's long-standing kind of composer, David Weiss, he worked on RC Pro-Am and Battletoads and Donkey Kong Country. This was like another kind of classic soundtrack from him that, between the music, the visuals, just huge kind of innovations, making it an adventure game, not just a racing game. I think that's really what kind of set it apart and made it feel new.
Okay, speaking of the music, I swear there's a riff in it that sounded like they were just trying to cover the time warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show. I shit you not. I was listening to it. I was like, why the hell is the time warp playing?
I mean, I think that there's like the music is really fun and all over the place. And
there's
course,
some Christmas music.
And
yeah,
I think
there's a Christmas montage.
Yeah, and then I'm telling you, the freaking time warp is on one of the early levels. I'm gonna.
You find it.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a fun, kind of surprise, right? Because it is kind of holiday time right now, so it definitely, yeah. I mean, music's all over the place, and it is like this kind of crazy, kind of medley, because the game does have like a lot of different environments. It really does. Like, at least in my comparison to like Mario 64, it's like there's just so much more variety, and of course, having the different vehicles allows you to have different courses because you have to kind of like build them appropriately. But yeah, it's there's a lot there, and hopefully Nintendo will think about how they could maybe revisit this in the future.
That'd be great. But speaking of the future,
Agreed.
Oh.
Okay, earlier today I've sent to each of you a special package. Now, I told you not to open this package. Now, I don't know if you tried or not, but you can't because I locked it with a password.
See, you're wise. You're very wise to not trust us, Joe.
And the file's encrypted, so you can't even read what it is. Which okay. So.
And it's gonna self-destruct your computer if you try to unpack it early.
Yeah. Install it, please. No. So basically, what it is for the next series that we do, we're gonna do our series of 3. We have the Christmas holidays are coming up. So in this package, I've sent you each a copy of the December 1994 GamePro magazine.
Oof.
So your mission is, it's Christmas time, you're a young man, and you have money burning a hole in your pocket. This is, there is no internet. This is all you have to know about games. So something in this magazine, whether it's an advertisement, a review, or a code, has piqued your curiosity, and this is the game you want to purchase for Christmas or get your hands on. And I have browsed the magazine, and a game that is had a big place. It got me very excited at this moment in time. Was Samurai Showdown 2 for the Neo-Geo.
Oh man, Hamaru, I love you.
This
What
is,
Ukiyo?
that sounds awesome. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's one of the quintessential 2D fighters, no doubt.
You know what you can say is that that's a game that you can even enjoy by yourself, because the regular mode, just playing through the game was actually freaking awesome in Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Because it had like a cool story, and all the characters were bad as shit, and it was a hell of a lot of fun to play against the computer. It didn't. Yeah, that's us. Yeah.
Yes, I think we
good
should
job.
have a good time with that. That game held a big moment for me because I had a buddy that had a Neo-Geo. He bought one right when they came out. And I used to always go over to his place and play it and just kind of just envy it so much. And when Samurai Showdown 2 came out, he offered me his Samurai Showdown 1. If I bought a Neo-Geo, he would give it to me. And yeah, I was down for that. So I was really happy. And then I traded him back and forth. Like, he'd want to play Samurai 1. I was like, give me your Samurai 2. And, so it was a great deal for me at the time.
No. I mean, like, Neo Geo games were, like, so expensive. It was like a third of a mortgage. So, I mean, like...
That's $500 a cart.
Yeah, you had to trade. You have to enter trading circles to play the different games. So...
oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to play it. I haven't played Samurai Showdown in quite a while, so...
Excellent. So, well, you can either stay tuned to next week and see how we deal with the SNK masterpiece, the Samurai Showdown 2, or if you hang around in an additional episode, a little outtake we're going to do is my good friends Daz and Gohan are going to have a look at this Game Pro and see, what they may think of what's inside. So that's my special bonus for you guys. So stick around next week, and we will see you then.
Until next time! Ippon!
Game over, yeah!